Maxine Waters. Okay. So yesterday there was a vote in the House of Representatives, all right, to hold her responsible by censure. That is a scolding that goes in the record. Why? Because a congresswoman traveled to Minnesota before the verdict was in and condoned past violence. Roll the tape.
What happens?
What should protesters do?
Well, we got to stay on the street, and we've got to get more active. We've got to get more confrontational. We've got to make sure that they know that we mean business.
All right, the judge, as you know, scolded her, said that might be the basis of a mistrial. There will be an appeal. I'm sure the congresswoman will be mentioned in the appeal. All right, to me, the appeal will fail because the evidence is overwhelming. To me, that's my opinion. Okay, so a congresswoman named Lisa McClain from Michigan was very eloquent in summing up what Ms. Waters did. Go.
Today I rise because of the double standards in this chamber. Once again this weekend, we saw a member of the majority openly call for more confrontation in a Minneapolis suburb. That very night, there was a drive-by shooting that in that community where police and the National Guardsmen were targeted. If this were reversed, if this was said by a Republican, you know, Madam Speaker, that the majority in this chamber would move to strip that representative of their committees and possibly move to expel them from Congress.
Absolutely true. So there was a vote on Maxine Waters in the House, 216 to 210 not to censure her. All Democrats voted not to, all Republicans voted to censure. In 2 years, I believe the Republicans will take back the House, and if this doesn't send the message, nothing will. Now, on the right. So some conservatives, not many, but some, said the jury verdict was flawed because the jury was afraid to acquit Derek Chauvin. Roll the tape.
I think the jury was intimidated. You had a United States Congresswoman come to Minnesota and basically threaten there would be more confrontation if the jury did not deliver the verdict she wanted, which was guilty. That is intimidation.
Okay, so the evidence in this case, as I stated, was so overwhelming, and the statute of second-degree murder in Minnesota so specific, and the depraved indifference on the part of Chauvin so apparent that there isn't a jury in the world that would have acquitted a fair jury. So you can say intimidation, yeah, there was mob intimidation in this case from the very beginning. The case should have been moved out of Minnesota. I agree with that. All right. The jury should have been sequestered. I agree with that. But again, with that tape and with the testimony of all of the law enforcement people saying that Chauvin violated every procedure, there's no way a jury could have acquitted, in my opinion. Now, to get out in front of this whole situation, Florida has passed an anti-riot bill. This is interesting. This happened on Monday. All right, and the governor, DeSantis, has signed it into law. Here are the three things that Florida's new anti-riot law says. Very important. Number one, the new legislation makes it a felony to cause more than $200 in damage to public memorials or historic property. So vandalism of any kind is now a felony. Number two, makes aggravated rioting a felony, punishable by up to 15 years in prison. Aggravated rioting is looting, is throwing objects at police, hurting civilians, of course, arson, all of that. And the third thing is the law creates a broad category for misdemeanor arrests during protests. Anyone charged under that provision will be denied bail until their first court appearance. So that means if police grab a protester, take them in and book them, they don't get out for a while. That's the Florida law. Now, the ACLU and others will challenge the law. There's no doubt they will. But you can see what's happening in this country. While states like Oregon and New York and California allow anything to happen, conservative states like Florida are saying it's not going to happen here. Now, obviously, I come down on the side of Florida. You have to have social order. You have to protect the public and the police from these anarchists who would hurt them, kill them. You can't have looting. Now, if Derek Chauvin had been acquitted, you would have had looting all over the country. Everybody knows that. But again, that's not the reason that he was convicted. Fellow Americans, I am concerned about the U.S. dollar. Huge debt, as you know. Will it stay as the world's reserve currency? That's why now more than ever, I recommend you diversify with gold and silver. And the only company I recommend, and have for years, is American Hartford Gold. I trust them. I've personally done business with them. They sell physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA. And they make it very easy. So call them right now. Make sure you tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they will give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Since I have been recommending American Hartford Gold, gold shot up more than 40%. Silver, more than 60%. So don't wait. Call them now. 866-501-5201. 866-501-5201. Or text Bill to 65532. Again, that's 866-501-5201. Or text Bill to 65532. Bill O'Reilly here. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure you subscribe to the First TV YouTube page. Just hit the big red subscribe button below, and you'll get clips and highlights of my program, The No Spin News, every single day. We'll see you soon.